What's up, go homie? It's Silas.
And James here with your weekly news.
Today's we will be bringing you every announcement,
weather,
news stories,
and so much more. MSGPATV
starts right now.
You can be my guiding light, keep me company in the night. That's all I need, all I want is for you to stay a little longer now. With arms around me like a warrior, like the air I breathe. I let you in, keep me warm underneath my skin. 'Cause I give in to the touch, I can never get enough.
You should practice acts of being kind and get caught being kind.
If you get a green Copy and Kind ticket, bring it to the student store after school or to the next Food Frenzy and get a free item.
And now for today's weather with Shaden.
Hey go homie, it's Shaden with today's weekly weather. Are you liking the weather these past few days? Because I know I'm liking the weather. Throughout this whole week, it will be in the low 50s and hot. Be ready to expect some rain today and Friday. In the Arctic, the temperature in the areas to spend several days above zero. This is expected because the Arctic is warming at a faster rate, which causes ice to melt, allowing the temperatures to increase faster. Well, that's all for today, go homies. This has been Shaden with today's weekly weather. Now back to the studio.
Great job, Shaden. Now, since it's going to rain, now we know to bring an umbrella.
Yeah, I really got to bring an umbrella and like a jacket.
The Big Good Drive ended on February 9th with the all-middle school dance at Madison Middle School.
Our middle school total currently stands at 1,200. Great job, guys.
Your combined efforts in the Teacher Challenge, Coin Buckets, Middle School Dance, and Kisses for Wishes helped us achieve our goal.
Now, Mrs. Berry will have to face her fear of heights. This is going to be really interesting to watch. And now, for a news story by Lena about photography.
Photography is a visual art. It conveys emotions and personalities in a new light. From landscape to conceptual, photography also captures the vibrant colors that you can't see through the naked eye. Many photographers like Vivian Mayer capture the raw emotion and color in their photos. One young girl has hopes and dreams to become the next Vivian Mayer.
Hi, my name is Sophia Vivo. I got into photography because I liked the idea of being able to capture a moment forever. By street photography because I feel like you can not only capture moments in your own life but in other people's. I'm really inspired by Vivian Mayer because she portrayed really well her emotions that she was feeling into the photograph that she took, and I think that's what I strive to do. And I thought it was so cool how after she died, they found like hundreds of thousands of undeveloped film in her room, and none of her family even knew that she took pictures. I try to capture emotions that you feel when you look at the photograph or what people are feeling while I took it. I'm inspired by the fact that time passes and you can't live forever, and that if you take a picture, you can make time last longer and you can remember things. I want photography to be my career because I think your career should be what you love, so you can do what you love to do every day. But I want to work for like a National Geographic or a magazine that I can travel and take pictures. To be a photographer, you need to have patience because, especially if you're shooting on film, you can't just take a picture of everything you see. So you have to wait for the right moment, and you have to not care what other people think about you, because sometimes, especially when you're doing street photography, people will just be staring at you because you're holding this camera up to your face. So you have to not care what people think about what you look like. The first time I took pictures that meant something to me, was probably 9 years old, and I started taking pictures with my family and friends. Some challenges I faced while taking pictures. I've been afraid to take a picture because of what people around me will think, what I look like taking the picture, and also if the picture doesn't turn out how I want it to look, and then people will be like, why did you take that? It doesn't look very good. And I'm kind of ashamed. I use a Canon camera and a automatic Minolta film camera. Sometimes I just take pictures of things that I think look pretty, but other times, most times, I take pictures of emotions that I want to remember, or moments that I want to remember and look back on.
As you can see, Sophia has great potential to become the next Vivian Mayer. Her determination and hard work is what drives her passion for photography. It might be challenging at times, but it comes out beautiful in the end. This has been Lana Gazibadich reporting for GPA TV. Now back to the studio.
Across America is an awareness program to motivate every community and every child to celebrate reading.
My favorite book is called The Legend.
My favorite book is Keeper of the Lost Cities, and I like to read because it draws me into a different world.
My favorite book is The Civil War Inside Depth.
My favorite book series is the Maze Runner series.
My favorite book is, I love all books. I read every single day. I try to read a book a week outside of school. I love reading because it lets me get inside the character and I get to become who that person is and see the world through that person's eyes.
Great job, Lena. And now on to GPATV Sports with Malloy.
What's up, Go Homie homies? You got Malloy over here. So first of all, I am so sorry for saying Go Homie homies. I lost a bet and that was... Anyway, a big congrats to wrestler Daniel Foncello. He placed 5th at Masters this year. He was only four points away from qualifying to go to the state tournament. This is huge for both the wrestling team and Daniel. Also, I'd like to congratulate the boys basketball team. They made it to the semifinals this year. We beat one of the best teams, Monte Vista, 58-44 last Friday. Go us. Speaking of basketball, varsity basketball has a neutral playoff game versus San Diego on March 1st, 7 p.m. at San Diego High School. If you want to go to that game, and we all should because support our school, there will be a bus provided to take the students there. But just so you know, it is first come, first served, so make sure you run down there. The bus leaves at 4:30 and will return around 10. Before you can go, though, you need to show Mr. Mormon a signed permission slip. You can pick those up right outside of his office. I can speak, yes. While we're still on the topic of basketball, middle school girls basketball will be having a practice on Tuesday, March 6th from 5 to 7. We really need some good players, so if you play, or if you know anybody that plays, get them to sign up. So moving on, as we all know, all good things must come to an end. The 2018 Winter Olympics are officially over. There was a lot of K-pop and some pretty cool dancing pandas. They were lit, literally. Pandas were skating on the ice and their suits were covered in lights. I'm kind of bad at explaining this, so just look at these pandas yourself. Also, take a look at these medals. It's pretty impressive because the only thing I could win an Olympic medal in is probably being a sports reporter because I don't really do anything else. The gold medal count stands with Norway at top with 14 gold medals. Germany also has 14. Canada has 11. The US has 9, go us. And Netherlands have 8. It's top 5 countries. The rest you can look up, so I guess. Well, that looks about it for today, Go Homie. This has been Malloy. Now back to the studio.
Great job, Malloy. And now for a news story about volunteering by Natalie Taylor.
There are many volunteer organizations around your community, one being Alta Vista Botanical Gardens. A person who volunteers for this organization is farmer Nancy B. Jones, who has been volunteering at Alta Vista Botanical Gardens for almost 10 years.
Volunteering is what I can do now that I'm retired from teaching. I've always enjoyed working with kids, and now I can do it on my schedule. And in fact, working in the gardens, continuing to do what I love to do, which is play with kids outdoors. But they learn what's going on in nature. They learn to listen to the birds. They learn to look closely and not pick the flowers. So they learn so much, and so for me it's something to keep me busy, but I just love working with kids, and that's what inspires me to keep going. My volunteering is at the school where I taught for 19 years, which is Alamosa Park Elementary, and I have a gardening club after school. When I was teaching there, I would take the kids out, they would do some reading and teaching them about the gardens. And now I still work there at Alamosa Park with the gardening club and supported by their foundation. And then I also work here at Alta Vista Botanical Gardens with all this nature all around us. So the kids have a chance to see how nature works. They have a chance to learn about plants. I have a monthly class that I do with kids. It's called Kids in the Garden. I started it 9 years ago. We also have the Earth Day Festival in April and the Fall Fun Festival in October. So much fun. That's why I do it. The most enjoyable part about working with the kids is when they get that flicker of, oh, I understand now. And of course, there's also the hugs that they say, "Thank you, Farmer Jones, for working with us." Students can help out by volunteering. Your community is improved tremendously. The reason I volunteer is because I love connecting kids to the outdoors. So my goal is to teach them to respect what is around them. Probably 200 events, and that adds up to a lot of hours, but what else is a retired teacher to do?
There are many different ways all of us can participate in volunteer work to make our community more enjoyable for everyone. Volunteering doesn't have to be anything big. For example, you can help at your school by tutoring students. For Nancy Jones, volunteering is her way to give back. Whether it's teaching children or helping organize a community event, Farmer Jones is always glad to help. This has been Natalie Taylor reporting for GPATV.
That was a great news story, Natalie. Good job.
Yeah, it's really magnificent how people use their own time to volunteer for others. So this has been it, guys. This was Silas.
And James.
Signing out.